Good afternoon, Charisse. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Joel?
I'm blessed, always, in all ways. I can't complain. Listen, we're here to talk about BLiM.
Yes, Black Lives in Music.
I was just going to say, what does it stand for? Thank you for filling that void. I obviously knew what it stood for. I just wanted you to say it. Black Lives in Music.
Or Black Lives in Music. Or Black Lives in Music.
Black Lives in Music. It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
The genres that we enjoy today originate from us, so we live in music. So that's what we're here to.
All right, speak that truth. Well, listen, I know that there's a few things that have gone on with the initiative. Most recently, you've launched a few things. In your own words, Charisse, talk about the impact that BLiM is trying to make.
Okay, so my name's Charisse Beaumont. I'm co-founder of Black Lives in Music alongside Roger Wilson. And we really started Black Lives in Music with the hope of working to unify organizations and musicians to create a more diverse and inclusive music industry. We have a model which starts with our Black musicians survey, which measures the lived out experience of Black musicians in the UK music industry, Black musicians and professionals in the UK music industry. And what we're trying to do is survey and create evidence-based research so we can lobby and campaign on the behalf of Black musicians and Black professionals in the UK music industry. And what the type of data we're looking to collect is data on discrimination, mental health and well-being, education, talent, the education to talent pathway, and economics, of course, because there's a huge pay gap. And we really want to, for example, what we saw the other day, that I won't say what I want to say on camera, but with the government report on race and disparities, won't say what I really want to say on camera, but one of the things that they did say was the data was flimsy. Well, we at Black Lives in Music believe that we should use data to make our case in the music industry. Now, if you look at the makeup of organizations, so we want to see change from every level of the music industry, from grassroots all the way to the lion's top, the top of the food chain, if you would. And what that looks like, as you know, or as many of our listeners know, that when it comes to entry level and even middle management, you'll see a presence of Black people in the UK music industry and outside of the industry. But then when you start looking at senior management level, we're scarce. It's scarce. When we're looking at, in terms of orchestras and professional ensembles, it's the same thing. You go to a classical music concert, the people playing are mainly going to be of a certain ethnicity. You go to jazz concerts, which is our music, jazz belongs to us, Black people. But if you look at the orchestra that's playing the music, it's mainly going to be people of a certain ethnicity. And the excuse you used is there's not a lot of Black musicians going through the pipeline. Well, in actual fact, there are many Black musicians, talented Black musicians who are educationally trained, ready to go, but they're not given that chance. And what we want to do at Black Lives in Music is to ensure that there's an equal level for every musician to have their chance in the music industry and every professional. So we're doing this survey, and we're encouraging all musicians, Black musicians, all Black music professionals to take part in a survey. Go to BLiM or BLIM.org.uk/change and take part in a survey. Your story is crucial. for us to make change. So, you know, like I said, what we're going to do with the data, we will publish the results in June, alongside a huge PR campaign, and we will hold these organizations to account. Now, what that looks like is what we do behind the scenes at Black Lives in Music is that we are creating relationships with majority of the music organizations in the UK to ensure that the results of this, they understand the results of this data and they make the necessary changes within those organizations. And we have a team of people that are doing this.
Interesting. The reason why I interject is, who can you share with us who some of the stakeholders that are already committed to positive progression, where BLiM survey is concerned? Who's on board?
So advocacy is one of the things that we rely on and need the most in order to get through into the music industry and actually have an impact. That's part of our model in terms of holding these organizations to account. So thankfully, we've made partnerships with some of the major organizations and funders in the music industry, such as Help Musicians, Musicians Union, the PRSF Foundation. And then we also are working with different pockets of organizations across the UK, orchestras such as the London Mozart Players, Manchester Jazz Festival, Jazz North, Marsden Jazz Festival. We're working with Spotify, we're working with TuneCore, we're working with conservatoires. Education is important to us, so we're working with conservatoires such as Leeds Conservatoires and Trinity Laban Conservatoire of Music and Dance. These organisations and more, we have 40 organisations have said, you know what, we need to make change. We don't really know how to do it. Black Lives in Music, help us. And we started it, it was almost like, you know, Brother Malcolm, you know, we were ready just to go in and do whatever we need to. But these people, these organisations have actually been willing and said, you know what, we can see where we're wrong. We just don't know how to do it. And we've been able to come in, create partnerships, fruitful partnerships to make change. Also,
that's a beautiful position to be in.
Advocacy is important. You know, if you know important people, it helps. And most importantly, like I said, they're winning. People know what time it is. People know change is needed. People know, you know, with some organizations, diversity and inclusion is just not, it's not just a buzzword. They actually feel it, but don't know what to do. Like, there's so many, but we need to do something. We need to be more inclusive. So it is a beautiful thing. I was asked the other day by another organization, another outlet, like, are you optimistic? And I am, because I know the organizations that we've partnered with, Black people playing in their orchestras, they want to see Black people in their music festivals. They want to see Black musicians and Black professionals rise up the ranks in their organizations. And we're just happy to help them achieve those goals.
You've got a 5-part video series, a celebration of Black music, which is being hosted by ZZ Mills. She was The Voice newspaper's one to watch in 2021. She made the list. She's been doing some great work. Talk about that show and what you hope people get from it. I know Ayana Witter was one of the first guests on the first episode. So what's to come and what role would that play in the whole grand scheme of what BLiM's doing?
Awesome. It's, you know, it's aligning yourself with like-minded musicians. And we wanted to choose the most respected musicians to focus on and, you know, place a spotlight on that sometimes you might not necessarily see. So these musicians come from a background of classical, jazz, indie. And so we have, like I said, Ayana Witter Johnson, Sheku Kana Mason. We have Jake Isaac. We have Zosa Cole, who was BBC Young Jazz Musician of the Year in 2018. He's amazing. Hear his music, that goes straight through your soul, you know. And we also have a music psychologist named Natasha Hendry, and she breaks down, her piece is amazing because she breaks down race and education and how what part education plays in discriminating against Black students in terms of them achieving their goals is the middle class education system, music education system that we actually are currently working in beneficial to Black students. And she breaks that down. And so it's a really interesting and insightful series. It's a joyous series. We don't want to be, it's a series where we're celebrating Black music and these young Black musicians contributing to the music that we're enjoying at the moment. And I believe everybody should take a look, take a listen. Everybody that's seen the first episode, the feedback we're getting is that was such a great conversation. And just like you said, hosted by ZZ Mills, you were right to put her down as one to watch because she's amazing. And so we're really happy that she's on board with this. So yeah, please watch the series. It's a good watch, it's celebratory, it's joyful. And the most important thing, and one of the main reason why we decided to do this series was to inspire. We want, despite our barriers that we may face, we want to encourage all young musicians to go and achieve their goals and go for their dreams, because that's the main thing.
I guess the survey is obviously first port of call, and then obviously the results rolling out in June. You're going to be busy because we already know what some of those responses are going to be. We can't anticipate the general feel and consensus of what you're going to get back. But in terms of some of the obvious points, we know kind of where you're going to need to take action. And it's like I said earlier, it's a good thing that some of these organizations have been willing and have approached you. But are you prepared though, Charisse, for the work that an intermediary body, pressure group, call yourselves what you like, down at BLiM?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the work that you're gonna have to do over the next year or so? Because it's no mean feat. It's an uphill task.
This is an annual survey, first of all. So we want to see progress. This is not a one-off. So we need to be ready, first of all. But this is not going to be a one-off. So we want to see progress every year. We want to see things getting better. So not in a cocky way, or are they ready for us? Because every year, this is going to go out to show the state of affairs. Now, just like you said, everybody more or less knows what it's going to say. But the point is that we've got it evidenced. And fortunately for us, in terms of are we ready? Yeah, we have a task force of 13 to 15. It's not just Roger and myself, 13 to 15 of the most esteemed Black executives who sit on a DCMS, who sit in UK music, who sit on all of the major boards in the music industry, ready to disseminate the results of the survey and push for change. And that's one aspect of our lobbying and campaigning. We plan to go all the way up through to the government, and like I said, mainly bring it back down to local and grassroots level. We've partnered with some amazing organisations that are just saying, you know what, we want change. We want to see inclusivity. Help us to do it. So, are we ready? We're ready as best as we can be. We're optimistic, and the results will see for themselves. And we have to hold these organisations to account now.
Charisse Beaumont, co-founder of BLiM, Black Lives in Music, Black Lives in Music. I love that. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it, and it's been a real insight into what you guys, a fledgling organisation, only really launched in March. It's a good insight into what you guys are doing. So continued success and more power to you. We'll catch up, I guess, from now till then. probably after June now, just to kind of see what the results are and dig down deeper into that. But I can see, like I said, a very busy 12 months coming up for you guys. So wishing you all the best with that. Is there anything else you want to share with us before you go?
Listen, the only thing I want to share is that, you know what, musicians, Black music professionals, please complete the survey. Go to BLiM, BLIM.org.uk/change. Tell us your story. And it's anonymous. And let's see change in the music industry.